Did you know that 80% of people believe they aren't creative? It's true. But here's the shocking part. Creativity is a skill you can develop, just like learning how to play an instrument or ride a bike. Studies show that practicing creativity regularly can actually change the way your brain works. Imagine being able to tap into your creative potential anytime, anywhere. In this video, we're going to uncover the secret to building creative habits that actually stick. We'll dive into simple strategies that successful people use every day. You'll learn how to overcome the common barriers that stop creativity in its tracks, like fear, perfectionism, and lack of time. And most importantly, you'll discover how to make creativity a natural part of your life, even if you think you're not creative. Ready to unlock your creative potential? Let's dive in and turn your daily habits into a creative powerhouse. Chapter 1. Crack the code. Understanding the creativity habit loop. Creativity isn't some magical, one-time spark, it's a habit. The key to unlocking creativity lies in understanding how your brain works. Ever heard of the habit loop? This is the cycle that governs most of your actions. It starts with a cue, followed by a routine, and ends with a reward. The routine is where creativity lives. Neuroscientists have found that once you tap into this loop, you can easily train your brain to be more creative. One fascinating study by MIT revealed that people who practiced a creative task daily, like writing or drawing, improved their problem-solving abilities. But here's the twist. It wasn't about practicing creativity itself, but about practicing the habit. The more frequently you engage in creative activities, the stronger that habit loop becomes. It's a simple formula. Cue plus routine equals reward. When your brain gets that sweet reward, like a sense of accomplishment, it craves the routine even more. But it doesn't stop there. The key to success is repetition. It's what James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, calls the compound effect. Tiny improvements add up over time, making creativity feel like second nature. To build a lasting creative habit, start small. Don't try to write a novel in a day, just write one sentence. Soon, those little creative wins snowball. A good trick is to set a trigger for your creativity. Maybe you start every morning with a cup of coffee. Use that as a cue to start brainstorming or sketching. Linking creativity to something you already do is an easy way to get your habit loop going. Chapter 2. Unblock the floodgates. Eliminate your creativity killers now. Let's get real. Creativity killers are everywhere. Fear of failure is the biggest culprit. Studies show that 80% of people fear making mistakes, which means they avoid starting new projects altogether. And when you avoid starting, creativity never gets a chance to grow. So, how do you beat this? The answer lies in reframing your mindset. Carol Dweck, a psychologist and author of Mindset, explains that people with a growth mindset see failure as a stepping stone to success. Rather than letting fear of failure stop them, they use it to fuel improvement. Shift your focus from outcomes to learning. Remember, every failed attempt is one step closer to success. Another major block is perfectionism. If you're constantly trying to make everything perfect, you'll never create anything. Research from the University of California shows that perfectionism is linked to procrastination, which kills creative output. To defeat perfectionism, aim for good enough. Aim for progress, not perfection. Start by setting tiny, realistic goals and don't worry about being flawless. Time is another huge barrier. You might think you need hours to be creative. But the truth is, creativity can happen in moments. A study from the University of California, Irvine, showed that people are more creative in short, focused bursts than in long, drawn-out sessions. Instead of forcing hours of work, set aside small chunks of time throughout your day to dive into creative tasks. Lastly, environmental factors matter. A cluttered workspace can impact your creativity. A study from Princeton University showed that too much visual stimuli can overwhelm your brain and decrease productivity. Decluttering your workspace can help clear mental space, making it easier to tap into creativity. Chapter 3. Reverse engineer your brain. Create a creativity blueprint now. Let's take a deeper dive into designing a strategy that works for you. Not all brains are the same, so why should your creativity plan be? Reverse engineering your creativity means understanding what sparks your best ideas and setting up a system that supports it. Start by identifying your creative peak hours. We all have times when we're at our sharpest. For some, it's early morning, for others, it's late at night. Studies have shown that people are more creative when their brain is in a relaxed, non-stressed state. So, align your creative time with when your brain is most open to new ideas. Next, look at what environment fosters your creativity. Do you need silence, or do you prefer background music? According to a study from the University of Toronto, ambient noise can actually help foster creativity for some people. Test different setups. Try working at a cafe, in nature, or in a quiet room. Notice how the setting changes your thinking. Also, make sure you're getting enough rest. The National Institutes of Health found that sleep is crucial for creative thinking. A good night's sleep helps your brain make new connections and come up with innovative ideas. It's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Make sure you're getting deep, restorative sleep to power your creative brain. Building your creativity blueprint also means knowing when to step away. Too much focus on one task can limit creative thinking. Studies show that taking breaks or engaging in unrelated activities, like walking or chatting with a friend, can refresh your mind and lead to breakthroughs. Sometimes, the best ideas come when you're not actively trying to be creative. The final piece of the puzzle is consistency. Successful creatives don't wait for inspiration, they make it a habit. Develop a schedule and stick to it. Consistency is your secret weapon. And even on days when you feel uninspired, show up anyway. The act of showing up is where the magic happens. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep receiving creative tips every week. Chapter 4. Rituals of the Greats. Adopt small, daily creative wins if you want to be creative. The trick is to build daily creative habits, not wait for inspiration to strike. It's easy to think that creativity comes in bursts of brilliance, but that's not the case for most successful creators. It's the small, consistent actions that add up over time. A great example? The famous writer, Stephen King, writes every day. He sets a goal of 2,000 words a day, no matter what. In his book on writing, he says that amateurs sit and wait for inspiration, the rest of us just get up and go to work. Daily habits aren't about doing something big every time, it's about showing up consistently. Even just 15 minutes of creative work can make a huge difference. A study from the University of California found that small, consistent bursts of creative effort lead to greater overall productivity and innovative ideas. You don't need hours to get started, just a few minutes each day can create lasting habits. Start small and build from there. Begin with something you enjoy. If you love writing, set a timer for 10 minutes and jot down whatever comes to mind. This simple exercise creates a low-pressure environment where creativity can flourish. Over time, you'll find that those 10-minute sessions grow longer, and your creative muscle becomes stronger. One powerful strategy is to connect your creative task to something you already do regularly. For example, if you drink coffee every morning, use that as a trigger for your creative ritual. Linking a creative habit to an existing routine is a simple way to make creativity a part of your day. The idea is to create a ritual, not just a task. Think about the creators you admire. Most likely, they have a consistent routine. Whether it's writing, painting, or brainstorming, they've built a ritual around their creative process. This repetition builds a habit that sticks. It's about creating a creative chain, a continuous sequence of small actions that turn into bigger achievements. Chapter 5. The 5-Minute Miracle. Micro-creativity sessions that work. Life can get busy, and sometimes the idea of setting aside hours for creativity feels overwhelming. But here's the secret. You don't need hours to unlock your creativity. In fact, research shows that micro-sessions of just 5 minutes can be incredibly effective. A study from the University of California found that short bursts of focused work can actually boost creativity more than long, drawn-out sessions. 5 minutes might not sound like much, but it's enough to spark an idea. The key is to stay focused during those minutes. These tiny bursts of effort are powerful because they train your brain to enter a creative state quickly. When you commit to just 5 minutes, you remove the pressure of having to spend hours on a task, making it easier to begin. In his book The Creative Habit, Twyla Tharp, a renowned choreographer, talks about how she begins her day by doing something simple to get her mind moving. Whether it's stretching or taking a walk, she creates a routine that prepares her for creativity. You can do the same. Set a timer for 5 minutes and engage in any creative activity, like sketching, journaling, or brainstorming. The beauty of micro sessions is that they make creativity accessible to everyone, even when time is tight. If you're stuck in traffic or waiting for an appointment, these tiny pockets of time can become your creative playground. It's all about consistency, even in small doses. And when you make this a habit, those 5 minutes can quickly turn into longer creative sessions. Micro-creativity is also perfect for avoiding creative blocks. When you break tasks down into smaller, more manageable chunks, it's easier to keep going. It's like eating a huge meal, taking it one bite at a time. The more you practice micro-creativity, the less likely you'll be to experience burnout or frustration. Chapter 6. The Habit Reinforcer. How to track, reflect, and celebrate your creative wins. Creativity is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs to be exercised regularly. But to make your creative habits stick, you need to reinforce them. Tracking your progress, reflecting on your growth, and celebrating small wins can make a huge difference in maintaining motivation. In his book The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg discusses how successful people use rewards to reinforce good habits. The idea is simple. After completing a task, reward yourself. For creativity, this could mean taking a break, enjoying a treat, or even sharing your work with a friend. When you reward yourself, your brain associates creativity with positive feelings, making it more likely you'll keep going. Tracking your progress is key. It's easy to forget how far you've come, so keep a journal or a visual progress tracker. You could mark off each day you complete your creative habit, or record the number of words you write or pages you fill. This gives you a visual representation of your success, which can motivate you to keep going. Studies show that tracking progress can increase motivation by up to 80%. Reflection is another powerful tool. Take time each week to look back at what you've done. Reflecting on what worked and what didn't helps you refine your process and learn from mistakes. As the author of Grit, Angela Duckworth, points out, success is often the result of perseverance and learning from failure. Reflection lets you adjust your approach and stay on track. Celebration is crucial too. Don't wait until you've completed a huge project to give yourself credit. Celebrate small victories along the way. Completed a week of creative sessions? Treat yourself. Hit your daily goal? Celebrate that too. These mini celebrations build positive reinforcement, helping to solidify your creative habits in the long run. Make it a habit to check in with your goals regularly. Did you stick to your creative practice this week? What barriers did you face, and how can you overcome them next time? Reflection helps you stay on track and gives you the chance to adjust as needed. Lastly, try public accountability. Share your creative goals with someone you trust, or post about them on social media. Studies show that public accountability increases the likelihood of success. When people are watching, you're more likely to follow through, making your creative habit even stronger. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep receiving creative tips every week. Building a creative habit doesn't require perfection or hours of effort. By adopting small, daily rituals, utilizing micro-sessions, and reinforcing your progress, you can make creativity a natural part of your routine. With these strategies, creativity becomes less of a task and more of a way of life. Start small, celebrate each step, and watch your creative muscles grow stronger every day.